Hi, Dean at Bramley Glade Books. I just thought I'd make another quick video just showing you where I am with the rebinding I've been doing of my books. Have, I think, made progress. So the last video I was just talking about what I was intending to do, which was basically make my own covers, my own bindings for the two books that I've written that were published by Random House. I'm focusing on one at the moment, and I'm doing three different designs, three different editions, if you like, three different rebinds for that book. So I've basically been spending the last week trying out different materials to use for the cover, and trying to perfect the slipcase, trying to get the size of the slipcase correct. To show you one slipcase. So this is one. This isn't the right size. This is one of the slipcases where I got the size incorrect. But it's not far off. I'll show you the. So this is the original book, The Hand of the Devil, without the dust jacket, and kind of does go in, but you'd have to really force it. So yeah, you have to get the measurements right, and then you have to take into account that when you if you put an inside material in, which I have on some of them, that's going to affect the space in there, and also where you turn in the outside material. If you can see where you turn it in here, that's going to affect how much gap you've got. So I've sort of had to experiment a few times with the slipcases in order to get what I think is the perfect dimensions, which I think I've done now. So yeah, I'll put some pictures up either now or at the end of the video, just to show you the various covers that I've been producing. I can choose from. Let me see. So a couple of them are sort of basic sort of cloth bindings. This one's nice sort of red. Again, there's not a lot of light in here, but it's a nice red plain cloth sort of binding, which I really like. That was one option for the first, the sort of basic standard edition I want to do. This one's slightly darker. It's got a slight sparkle to it. I'll just put it in the light there. This one again is quite a bit more sparkly. It's a sort of sandy red sparkle. It's quite nice. This one's a buckram, I think. It's like a red buckram binding that you see in a lot of used on a lot of books, and it's basically cloth, but I think it's sort of infused with paste, so it ends up getting a sort of like a sort of harder and shinier consistency. That one. This one I was going to use for the sort of top tier third book, the third edition I'm going to do, which is going to be in a clamshell box. I was going to use this. It's a sort of shiny red metallic leather, but I thought it was a bit too over the top, so I'm not going to go with that one in the end. A few more samples, quite a nice orangey. We've got orange sort of leather effect cloth. This one I quite like as well. I've covered one of the slipcases with that. And this is like a suede effect book cloth, which I really like. I'm using that as a liner for the slipcases, which I'll show you in a second. So this is another. I think this slipcase actually is the correct dimensions. I think this one does work. Correct, right? Yeah. So the book fits into this one. I could use this as the finished slipcase. There is a bit of slightly too much of a gap where it sort of goes in there, but I've seen that in a lot of slipcases on books, and I don't think that's a problem. I think as long as it's not too loose, you can get it in and out. Yeah, sort of that feels perfect. Sort of slight resistance when you push it in and take it out. And the inside, I don't know if you can see. camera's going to pick that up. No, I'll put pictures of it, but it's got that red suede material I showed you just now on the inside of the liner. So a lot of slipcases you see are just the outside material folded over, and then the inside is just a bare cardboard, bare sort of white cardboard. But it'd be nice to have a nice suede liner in there. So it's nice. And this, I really like this material. It's a red. It's called Savannah Red, and it's got a sparkle to it, a slight sparkle. Get that in the light. I like to catch that. Yeah, really nice. I wanted to cover the book in that, but I could only get it in A4 sheets, and it wasn't enough to make a binding out of, but you can cut it up and make a slipcase. So I think I might keep this slipcase. Actually put one of the original books in it, because I do like that. So what I think I'm gonna stick on, what I think the final version for the standard edition is going to be, is for the slipcase, it's the like a basic red cloth. Obviously this one hasn't got a liner, but I think I might put the red felt liner inside as well. Yeah, I'll put some pictures up, but yeah, it's a really nice sort of deep red cloth. Quite simple, but I just think it looks really nice. And a lot of slipcases are done with just a sort of simple book cloth. I really like that. So that's going to be the slipcase for the basic edition, with the with that cloth as the liner inside. For the binding, I'm going with this, which is a book paper rather than a cloth, and it's a kind of, how you describe that effect? It's not really marbling, but when I actually laid it out on the table and actually looked at the paper, it actually reminded me of skin, and it kind of has the consistency of skin. It's a red, but yeah, but for considering it's a horror book, I thought that was quite apt, and there is a bit of body horror surgery going on in the book, kind of apt. So that's going to be the binding. So I'll just put this. This is the text block that I've cut out of it was a really old. Yeah, it wasn't a very good copy, so I thought I'll butcher that to use it as a sort of dummy. So just to show you what it will look like. Yeah, so that's kind of what the. Obviously, this isn't the finished version; it's just the mock-up, but that's kind of what it'll look like when it's done. That'll be the standard edition of Under the Devil. And just saw the lighting out in this room. In terms of like designs, lettering, I'm not sure about that yet. I would quite like to have some sort of design on the front. Then maybe try and get some gold lettering on it. I can work out how to do that. But yeah, that's basically the standard edition materials sorted out and the dimensions for the slipcase done. So I'm happy with that. And for the second edition, the middle edition, I right from the beginning I kind of wanted to use Hessian burlap, because I just think I think it looks great and it's really tactile. You know, you can really feel it. So I thought I'd go for that for the slipcase, and then for the binding, I found this material online. I think this is from I think it was from a tailor's in Edinburgh. I'm not sure. I don't remember where I got it from, but it's not actually a book cloth. It's material that I had to put a backing on so that I could use it as a book cloth. This again isn't the final version because it was my first attempt at doing a slipcase, so it's a bit rough and ready. It's also Hessian as well. I had to put a backing on, and the backing I put on it was a kind of thick paper, but I've actually found some red tissue paper I'm going to use as a backing, so that'll be a lot thinner. It'll be easier to cover the case with, and also you'll get that red colour showing through, which will be nice, and it'll also go well with the lining, the suede lining on the inside as well. Also, the two will complement each other. So that'll be the slipcase for the second edition. hessian on the outside with the sort of red seeping through, and then the suede interior. And then that'll go with so I can't actually fit this in because the dimensions are all wrong. But you can kind of get a feel of what it's going to look like when it's done. So yeah, that's the binding. A nice red material. Again, that's quite tactile as well. It fits with the slipcase, and then the hessian slipcase with the suede interior. So that's the middle edition, or the tactile edition as I'm calling it. Those two are, in terms of the materials, those two are done now. So what I'm going to do next is work on the clamshell box. I have got, I know there's a couple of videos I've got to watch, and I've got a few books actually that go through how to make a clamshell box. So again, it'll be measuring the book, creating the tray for it, and then the rest of the box. Probably won't get it right first time. I might have to do a few versions, and also I need to make it deeper because there's going to be another book that I'm actually going to that I've written that I'm going to print out from scratch and bind by hand, sew it together, do all that, and include that as another book on top of it. They'll both sit together in the clamshell box. So the materials for that, I've found another red leather. I haven't got it here, but this was the one I was originally going to use, but now I'm using a red leather that isn't shiny and metallic, but it's a nice, really nice red leather. That's going to require a bit of work because you have to sort of you have to tool the outside, shave the edge of the leather so it's thinner than the rest, so that you can fold it over, paste it over the cardboard of the binding. Otherwise, it would be too thick. The covering for the clamshell box, I don't know what material or paper I'm going to use for that yet. I'm quite decided. I might use the red velvet again, sorry, the suede. I might use suede again on the inside, or maybe a different colour suede. Yeah, but then once I've perfected, well, I say perfected, once I can actually make a clamshell box, that will basically be it for the sort of materials, the construction. I can then go ahead and make the final slipcases, the clamshell box, cover those, and then do the bindings for the 3 books. Obviously take their current covers off, rebind them with the new covers. I'll be taking a lot of time and care over just to make sure I get it right and it's, you know, really good quality. And then maybe look at designs that I can put on the covers, maybe on the clamshell box, and possibly some other things to include inside. I've got some ideas of things to do on the interior of the book as well that might make them special. So I need to have a think about that. The end papers as well. I think what I'm going to do for the standard edition is have cream end papers. For the middle one, red end papers, and then, no, sorry, for the middle one, gold end papers. And then for the final one, the clamshell box, probably I'm going to try and use a special paper, rather like so this is the cover for the standard edition. I'm going to try and find a paper like this to use as end papers for the clamshell box, just sort of an unusual end paper, if I can get that to work. But yeah, still some way to go, but making good progress, and having lots of fun. It's amazing how long it takes just to make this, you know, just to measure it out, cut the card, glue it together, then cover it. But it's great. I love slipcases. So it's really cool to actually have a slipcase now for one of my own books. Yeah, and I think that's it for now. I'll be back with another update soon, hopefully, to show you something else. Maybe a clamshell box. So yeah, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions or any comments, any insults, please put them in the comments below, and I will see you soon. Thank you.